Stop letting society tell you about the best skincare routines, the hottest plastic surgeons, or the cream that will keep your skin from aging. It's time we start asking ourselves, what the fuck is beauty anyway? If we remove all the IG filters, is there more to a beautiful face than just skincare? Well, I'm here to share it with you, and hell yeah, there is. My name is Jen Carrasco. I have been an esthetician, as well as a high-level fitness competitor, and an all-around badass for over a decade. And I need you to know there is way more to keeping your mind and body clean than just a cream. Join me each week as I cut the BS out of getting healthy, caring for ourselves, and caring for our skin. I share real tips, real ingredients, and real experience. Now let's get some answers on what the fuck is beauty anyway. Hey guys, it is Jen Carrasco. So today I wanted to go over and dive in a little bit deeper. I have a lot of people asking me questions. I actually wrote some notes today on work-life flow. So especially for a lot of entrepreneurs or females, even males out there, running multiple businesses and trying to stay in shape and just stay focused in life in general and how you do it. And, as an entrepreneur in creating a work-life balance, which I honestly want to tell you that it's really a crock of shit. There's no work-life balance out there. It doesn't happen. Sometimes your work takes more of you. Sometimes your family life takes a little bit more of you. And so it's trying to figure out what balance you can do every day that works for you. And nothing's perfect. Some days I have really, really bad days, and sometimes I have exceptional days. So I wrote a list out and I wanted to kind of go over it. So I want to say to stop calling it pretty much achieving work-life balance, because that is not, I feel, an affirmation that you can achieve in life. It's just a balance of whatever gets thrown at you for the day and what you deal with. So how have I shifted my mindset and structured my life? So I feel that I was really unproductive when I first started off with my business. And the reason why is because I was working probably over 10 to 12 hour days, and I was working 7 days a week while trying to be a mom on top of that. And it doesn't happen. I have had 2 failed marriages, and the reason behind that is because it's impossible to find a work-life balance and be 100% successful in each areas of your life. Something is give or take. And unfortunately, my son was my life, and that was what was given was my business and my son before anybody else. And for me at that time, it was more important. So for finding the work-life balance, it's more or less trying to structure your days accordingly. And it's something that I've learned within time. And, I've been in business now for 21 years. So it's taken me that long to actually figure that out. So I'll go over a little bit later about how I structure it all going forward, but you really want to think of what is your master plan for the year? So it's not like a New Year's resolution where you're sitting down on January and you're figuring out your whole year and what you want to achieve. I don't believe in New Year's resolutions. I really think that you need to plan daily, weekly, monthly. Everything changes. So I will look at my schedule on a Sunday for the whole week, and I will plan accordingly of what I want to do for that whole week. And then the same thing goes for the beginning of the month. I will sit there at the beginning of the month and I will plan out my whole month, and then I'll sit on a Sunday and plan out my whole week. And I even do that within my year. So I'll plan out what I want to achieve within the year and what is my structure and really where do I want to be at that end of the year. And then every morning when I wake up, I actually analyze my day a little bit more and go into detail of what needs to be done through the day, because it's really impossible. I mean, with social media now, with running businesses, running kids, trying to do everything, there's no balance. It's really about finding how you can categorize it in your day, I guess, as balance as you want to say, but there's no 100% work-life balance. It doesn't happen. So every day I really sit down and I count for my day in the morning time. The nighttime before I go to bed, I will actually write down 5 things that I want to achieve for the following day. Because I run like a school of a list on my phone of whenever I remember something, I jot it down on my notes. Okay, this needs to be done. This needs to be done so I don't forget. But what I do is the night before, I really write down the 5 things that I feel are beneficial that need to be done that day. And then they're done. They're crossed off my list and I don't have to worry about them. And then that allows me to either A, have some more family time, have some more time within me, or get another obstacle down that I want to achieve on top of that. So I don't overfill my day with mandatory all these things to do. I set 5 things, and when those 5 things are accomplished, I can choose, hey, I'm going to go for a run now, or I'm going to go do this that I wanted to do, or, whatever the thing is that you want to achieve, then you go ahead and do that. So that is what I do. I feel like then I don't get overwhelmed of things that I constantly have to try to achieve in one day. The next thing is, I feel a lot of people say, oh, as an entrepreneur, and actually, I think the COVID thing really knocked this out of the park for people that think entrepreneurial life is just this fabulous life with, cars and bitches or whatever else you want to think of. But, entrepreneurial life is hard to a point. You're not a success overnight. It's something that you work hard and you strive for. And so, for instance, you take the electrical side of my business right now. We barely made ends meet for a while. I mean, just trying to cover payroll, going into debt to pay for payroll. People don't understand all of that. They don't understand the sleepless nights or the worrying behind closed doors, or they don't see all of that. They only see the people that succeed and what they have afterwards. Well, there's a time period that you have to go through to get to that point. And for the electrical side, it's really taken us about 1.5 years to get to a point to where we're actually on payroll, paying ourselves a payroll. And people don't understand that. And that's the same thing with the skincare side, is that, I took a business over at a younger age, but I still had to maintain that. I still have to build that. And then now opening up my skincare products, I'm not making money right now. I'm spending money. I'm working from my other businesses to put into my new business to get the word out there of how amazing these products are and how much, I have education and love and ingredients and nutrition. And so it's not easy. And people think even when you start to get money and you start to work, your business starts thriving, it's never easy. It's a constant battle, and it's a constant working on the business to get it to certain levels. And it's about reading and educating. If it wasn't for books and educating myself, probably wouldn't be where I am right now. I'd probably be working for another company. So it's not that you get a lot of freedom. I like it because I do get the freedom, like raising my son. I could go to baseball games, or I could pick him up and I could do those things. But people don't understand that you're actually working Saturday, Sunday nights. There's times that I had to take my son into the clinic with me, and he had to sit there in my office while I worked a whole day on a Sunday. So there's a lot more to owning a business than just seeing somebody drive a Mercedes or luxury car or have a nice house. So also, I wanted to go to identify the things that truly mean something to you. And I think that's really beneficial, because a lot of people go into business and they think, I'm going to go into this because I'm going to make a lot of money with this, which is great. I'm not saying that's not a good aspect of it, but you really have to identify if that means something to you, if it's something that you enjoy, something that you're passionate about, because that is exactly what is going to make your job or even your life successful, because that's what's going to make you happy. And a lot of people think, well, money is going to make me happy when I get money, when I start these businesses. Well, to me, that's not true. Educating clients, for instance, I had a great friend on the phone today asking me questions, and we dove in deep more on her nutrition than her skincare. And it's because I'm helping her to educate herself, and that makes me happy. That is my reward. That's my happiness. And by doing that, of course, you're going to get rewarded for that. Why wouldn't you? So that's a topic that I kind of just wanted to brush over a little bit. So my next thing that I wanted to go over is getting that workflow with home life and everything else. So you need to block your calendar. So when I say that, I look at my year forecast. So say it's December and I'm looking into January, and I pretty much just like segregate what I want to achieve every month and my outcome with every month. So I'll state, like, for instance, I want to take my son on a vacation on the 21st of November. We're going to have a week off, and then it's categorized in my schedule. Or for instance, I spend time with my boyfriend and I categorize Sundays are our days. So I know not to book anything on a Sunday. A Sunday is our day. And that is pretty much how I do my whole year for, family. And then I'll also structure, where I want to be financially, meaning what do I want to achieve the month of January, February, March, April? Where do I want to be at the end of the year? And then I figure, okay, hey, within 6 months, I want this created. I want this out. This is what I want to do. Maybe I want to build a clinic over here by the end of this year. And I gravitate my whole year towards, or my whole each month towards that year of growing what I wanted to grow by the end of the year. So hopefully that makes sense. But that's really kind of what I go on. But I also go on with my monthly calendar. So I will have actually a paperback, plus I will use my computer, and then I will strategize my whole monthly of what I want to do. And that could just be like, I want to work out, or how do I say it? Like, I want a fitness goal this month. I want to lose this much weight. How can I strategize that into my monthly plan? Also looking at, after I do that, I go into my weekly plan. So usually on Sundays, I will sit there and I'll look at my whole week, and I'll say, look at my clients for the day, and I'll say, okay, I can work out in the morning at this time, and I can work out in the evening at this time. I can take a 1 o'clock lunch with my son. I can do this. So trying to strategize so you're not like overwhelming yourself every day of, oh my gosh, I didn't have time to do that. You have your list and you get that done. Another thing that I do is the night before I wake up, I strategize my 5 plans that I want for that day. So it's like a 5 increment to-do list. And so for that day, I mark off the 5 things that I want to get done. And when they're done, then that's my free time. That's my time I can do whatever I want to do. I could scroll, I don't know, Instagram, Facebook, or I can go shop on Victoria's Secret. I don't know, whatever I want to do, it's done. And that is my time. So another thing I really wanted to go over is entrepreneurs. So we believe that entrepreneurs have so much freedom, and that's the stigma behind it. And honestly, I'm here to say it's not. There is, for example, my electrical company. We are, I stepped in about 1.5 years ago, and it's taken us 1.5 years to get to a point where we're actually making profitable revenue rather than just treading water. So a lot of people don't understand that it takes time to get to a point to where you can be a successful entrepreneur, but it doesn't stop, because you're going to keep growing. And that's what entrepreneurs do. We keep growing our businesses. So, maybe you see somebody with a fancy house, a fancy car, but you don't realize how much work it has caused for them to get there. So I really think that COVID kind of like diagnosed that right now extremely for people, because you have all these entrepreneurs out there faking their money and faking their cars and their houses, and they're losing it all. And it's the thing that entrepreneur life, it sucks until you get to the point to where you've gotten that successful business underway. And let me tell you, it takes freaking years. Like, it's taken us 1.5 years, but it's because I have been doing business for 21 years. So I haven't been successful with business for 21 years. It's taken me that long just to learn what I've learned to get to the point that I'm at now. So another thing I wanted to go over with was identifying what truly matters to you. And the reason behind that is because what truly matters to you should matter every day within your business. So coming to work just to make money, to build something, so that way one day you think you have money or you want money, is not realistically something that truly means something to you. You want a passion that you enjoy. You want people around you that you enjoy. You want an environment around you that you enjoy and that is successful. And that is what happiness strives from. Happiness is something that you truly enjoy everything that you're doing, and you put your heart and soul into something to create that amazing baby that you created that will keep manifesting in front of you. That is what makes you truly happy. It's not the so-called money that you think that you're going to have. Money does make things happy. Don't get me wrong. Money buys a lot of things, especially some Botox and things like that. But honestly, if you are not truly happy and things don't mean things to you coming into the office, you are not going to be fulfilled. So when you're looking at, making sure that you have that balance, make sure that you have that balance, that you're happy with what you're doing. And if not, come into work, do your thing, but then go and do something that makes you happy when you're outside of work. So that way you're balanced and you enjoy things as they're going and they're growing. Next thing I really wanted to go over is blocking off time for family, fitness, anything like that. So I do that, as I explained, yearly. I do that monthly, and I do that weekly. I will block off time for my family. I will block off time for my fitness. I will block off time for my social media. I will block off time for me to just take my dog for a walk. My life revolves around blocking off time to make sure everything is working adequately, and I'm so-called balanced as much as I can be in the days. There's days that everything runs havoc. So those are the days you just have to deal with, and that's entrepreneur life. The next thing is streaming. I wanted to talk about streaming platforms. That is something that I definitely have learned this last 2 years, because I was going on, my Square site, my QuickBooks site, entering things, making sure that they balance, doing payroll from this site, payroll from that side. And I really learned about integrating platforms. And if you don't know how to do it, honestly, reach out to people that do know and have them help you and guide you. It is so worth the money, because it will free up hours out of your life that things link together. I'm sure I'm old school. You guys probably already know this, but it's definitely something that is so worthwhile doing. I have learned a whole lot with that. The next thing I wanted to go through was growth support. So growth support, meaning that I tend to feel like I have to control everything. I want everything to be super perfect. And I feel like sometimes I can only be that perfection and cause things to be perfect. But what I've realized is if I just educate somebody, teach them what I know, and hand it off to them and let them do it, it frees up so much of my time. Plus, to top it off, you realize that that person can actually probably do a better job than you can, and they have different outlooks than what you have, just by freeing that up. So that's something that I really want to push to you guys to really try to strive for, is letting go, hiring people to help you, hire a personal assistant, hire a cleaner to clean your house, do things that help you with your life to be easier, so that way you have your time with your family, friends, or your business. So that is all I really wanted to go over today. I really hope that this helps. Please rate, review me, comment back to me, link me up with some social media. Let me know what you want me to talk about to go over to help you. So for today, what the fuck is beauty for me and what it means is I really wanted to go over my work-life flow and what works for me, and hopefully give you some suggestions on what works for you. So with that said, have a fabulous day, you guys. Thanks for tuning in this week. I hope you feel more empowered and more inspired to love the skin you're in. As we navigate new society norms and beauty daily, make sure to always ask yourself, what the fuck is beauty to me? And know that's all that really matters. If you love this content today, make sure to subscribe, rate, and review. Follow me and get more info on my guest at virago.studio. Yes, I said it, virago.studio. And that's the shit. See you on the next episode, beauties.